Hey, hello everybody. So I'm happy that you joined me today. Welcome to our webinars on English Exam Preparation 2022. My name is Ola and I'm very happy that you had time to join me today. So I hope you relaxed at your autumn holidays and now you are ready to talk about English and you are ready to revise some grammar today. So we will talk about present tenses. We will revise what present tenses we have in English. And also we will practice some listening. So we will talk about some types of listening tasks. And of course, we'll have some practice with you. And I hope you are ready to start. So let's go. So today we speak about present tenses. And you know that there are 4 present tenses in English. Now we will try to revise which present tenses there are in English, and we will talk about us. So let's look at the first example. We have webinars every Monday. So now I'm waiting for your ideas to the chat. Which present grammar tense is used in this sentence? So we talk about something that happens every Monday, a repeated action. So it is a present tense, but which one? It's present. Okay, I'm waiting for your ideas to the chat. Yeah, that is present simple, you're right. So we use here present simple because we talk about a regular action. Now let's look at one more example. We're having a webinar right now. So which grammar tense is this? We talk about something that is happening right now. So please put your ideas to the chat. Which grammar tense is used in this sentence, in this example? Yeah, sure, that is present continuous, because we're talking about something that is happening right now, so we use present continuous in this case. Now let's go next. We have already had 2 webinars with you. So it is our 3rd webinar, so we have already had 2 webinars. Which grammar is this? So we talk about something that happened in the past. It is a finished action, but we don't know when exactly it happened. And that is present perfect, you are absolutely right. And the last one here. We have been having webinars for 3 weeks already. So which tense is this one? We started having our webinars 3 weeks ago and we still have them. So it's a perfect tense, yeah, present perfect, but is it present perfect simple or present perfect continuous? Yes, you're right. That is present perfect continuous, because we talk about something that started in the past, but it is not finished. So it still continues. We still have our webinars. Okay, wonderful. So now let's look at all these tenses in more details. And we'll start with present simple. So we'll discuss when we use present simple. First of all, it can be used to talk about things that happen repeatedly. So we can talk about routines, habits, about some regular actions. For example, I always drink coffee for breakfast. So it happens every breakfast, it always happens, it's a regular action and it's a routine. And we can say that it's a habit, звичка. So we use present simple. Also, it can be used to talk about things that are always true. So about some general truths, or about some facts, or some laws of nature. Можемо використовувати, щоб говорити про факти або закони природи. For example, does water boil at 100 degrees Celsius? Okay, so we speak about law of nature, so we use present simple here. And also we use it with verbs that express emotions, like love, like, hate, activities of the mind, believe, know, remember, seem, think, understand, want, or senses, відчуття, feel, hear, see. So we call such verbs state or stative in English, and we don't use them in continuous tenses. So these verbs will be used only in simple tenses. For example, It can't be true. I don't believe you. So I don't believe you right now, but we can't use here present continuous because it's a verb. So believe, it's a verb which is connected to the activity of the mind. And we don't use such verbs in continuous tenses. Okay, let's go next. Also, we can use present simple to talk about schedules and timetables. And it can have present or future meaning. Коли говоримо про розклади або плани. So, for example, we can say the train leaves in 15 minutes. Hurry up. So the train will leave in the future in 15 minutes. But we use present simple here because it is a schedule and it's a timetable. So the train leaves in 15 minutes according to this schedule and according to this timetable. Also, we can say the lesson starts at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So it will happen tomorrow. We talk about future, but we can use present simple here because it's a timetable. So there is a timetable of lessons. One more. So when you watch a film or when you read a book or when you tell a joke, you can use present simple. For example, in this book, the hero saves the princess and marries her. So we use present simple to tell, to retell the story of a film, book, or a play, or to tell some jokes. And the last one, it's in newspaper headlines. В заголовках газет, журналів або статей. And an example here. Exit poll shows incredible results of the elections. We understand that it happened in the past, but it is a newspaper headline, заголовок газети. So in this case, we use present simple, even if it happened in the past. So I hope you remember 6 main uses of present simple. Now we'll try to check this. So you can see here 6 pictures and 6 sentences. And we'll try to match the sentences, these examples, with the uses of present simple. So let's read the first one. It rains a lot in England. So can you tell me, please put your ideas to the chat. Which use of present simple is shown here? Is it about fact or is it about regular actions? So why we use present simple in the first sentence? I'm waiting for your ideas. Yes, it is about facts. So it is a general truth, or it is a fact. So because according to its geographical position, it rains a lot in England, so it is always true. Let's look at number 2. Why do we use present simple in number 2? Yes, it's a timetable. The bus leaves every 15 minutes according to a timetable. So we use present simple. Then number 3. Anna catches a bus to school every day. Which use of present simple is illustrated in this sentence? We're talking about number 3 now. Anna catches a bus to school every day. Yes, you're right. It's a routine. It's maybe a habit, so it's a regular action because we have here every day. So it happens every day, regularly. Then number 4. We want a new car. So we want a new car right now. But why do we use present simple here? Why not present continuous? We want a new car now. We want a new car. So why do we use present simple here? Okay, waiting for your ideas for number 4. Yes, right, you are. Yeah, it's a state word. We have here want, and it is connected to activity of our brain, of our mind. And we don't use such verbs in continuous tenses, so only present simple is possible here. Then number 3. Italy's band wins the Eurovision Song Contest. We know that it happened in the past, but why do we use present simple here then? Okay, waiting for your ideas for number 5. Why do we use here present simple? We talk about past, but we use present simple here. And you can look at the picture, so the picture can help you. That's right. That's a headline. Yeah, it's a headline of a newspaper or an article, so it's a title. In titles, in headlines, в заголовках, we can use present simple even if we speak about past. And the last one. The main character is very brave and she rescues her father. Yes, number 5 is a title. Okay, so let's talk about number 6. The main character is very brave and she rescues her father. Why is present simple used here? We talk about what? And again, look at the picture, it can help you. Yeah, it's about, we tell a story of a film or of a book. So that's why we use present simple. We can use it to retell the story of a film or of a book. Okay, well done. Very nice. So now let's think how we form sentences in present simple. We have already discussed uses with you. Now we will discuss the form. And you remember that to make a sentence in present simple, we need to use the first form of the verb. Like we say, the base form of the verb. And we use the first form with I, you, we, they. We say, I play, you read, we have breakfast every morning. But when the subject is he, she, or it, or something that we can change to he, she, or it, we need to add s ending to the verb. So we say, I read every day, but he reads every day. Now, to form a negative sentence, we use don't plus the first form of the verb with I, you, with they. And for he, she, it, we will use doesn't plus the first form of the verb. And please be very, very careful here, because when we use doesn't, we don't need s ending to the verb. So we say, he doesn't read books. We don't say he doesn't read. We say he doesn't read books, because doesn't has this ending s, so we don't need to use it again. And to make a question, then we put the auxiliary verb, do or does, on the first place. Then we use subject, підмет, and the first form of the verb. And again, when we use does, we don't need ending s to the verb. And to make a special question with a question word, we just put a question word before this construction. So we use a question word, then we use do or does, subject, підмет, and the verb in the first form. So let's look at some examples here. My mom likes ice cream. We use here likes as because my mom is she. My mom doesn't like ice cream. Doesn't, again, my mom, it is she, and be attentive that we don't have s ending. So like doesn't have s ending because we have doesn't in this sentence. Then a question, does my mom like ice cream? And what ice cream does my mom like? So it works with all verbs, but we have one exception, that is to be. So when we don't have an action verb, an action in the sentence, and we use to be, then we don't need any auxiliaries, any auxiliary verbs in this sentence. So you know that to be has 3 forms in present, that is am, is, and are. So in positive sentence, we use the right form, am, are, or is. And to make a negative sentence, we don't need to use any auxiliaries, so we don't use don't or doesn't, but we just add not to the form of to be. So we say I am not, or I'm not, are not, or aren't, is not, or isn't. And to make a question, we just put to be on the first place. So we start the sentence with am, are, or is, then we have subject, підмет, and all the other parts of the sentence. And to make a question with a question word, again, we just add a question word before this construction. After the question word, we have to be in the right form and all the other parts of the sentence. Now let's look at some examples. I'm a student. I'm not at home now. Am I at the right place? Where am I? Okay, and so we have discussed with you that with he, she, it, we need to add s ending to the verb. But there are some tricks here. So there are some difficult spellings and some rules when we don't add just s, but we need to change some parts of the verb. And for example, if a verb ends in a consonant, приголосний, and after this consonant, приголосний, we have y, then we need to change y to ie. For example, I study, but she studies. So please pay attention to the spelling here. Pay attention to the spelling of studies. So we change y to ie, and then we add s. If a verb ends in s, ch, tch, double s, sh, or x, we add ending es. So not only s, but es. For example, you fix, but he fixes. I watch, but she watches. I wash, but it washes. And there are some regular forms which you just need to remember. Have, has, so we use has with he, she, it. Do, does, go, goes. So for do, does, go, goes, we add not only s, but we add es. So let's practice with you a bit. You can see the rules, you can see some help on this slide. And now please put your ideas to the chat. How will we use cry with he, she, it in present simple? So what will be the spelling of it? Let's put your ideas to the chat. How to use cry with he, she, it in present simple. Yes, right you are. So we will change y into ies. IE, and then we will add s. So what about wash? What will be the spelling if we add ending s? Yeah, I can see some right answers. Yes, wonderful. So it washes. So we add es. Let's look at enjoy. Be very attentive here, because we have a vowel, голосний, and then y. Oh, well, we need to change y into ie. Yes, right you are. We don't change anything here because the rule says that we need to change y into ie only if we have a consonant sound, consonant before y. Тобто ми змінюємо y на ie тільки якщо в нас голосний йде перед y. Якщо приголосний, нічого не змінюється. Okay, so the next one is really easy because you can see the answer on the slide. Yeah, that's right, you are. It will be goes. Well, let's do it with try. Try. We have consonant and we have y. Yeah, so the spelling will be tries. We change y to ie. Then watch. Watches. We add es because it ends in ch. So we add es. Do. Do, does. Okay. And pass. So it ends in double s. What do we need to add then? So we talk about present simple, so not past, but passes. Here we add es because the verb ends in double s. Okay, great. So now we're ready to move on, and we'll talk about present continuous now. And first of all, we'll start with uses. So we'll discuss when we use present continuous. So first of all, you know that we can use present continuous to talk about things happening right now, so at the moment of speaking. For example, she's running a marathon now. So right now, at this moment, she is doing it. Or we can use present continuous to talk about something that is happening around the time when we speak. So not right now, but at this time period. So it is not a fact, it is not always true, but it is true for this time period, which is around the time when we speak. For example, they are studying French, this term. They are not doing it right now, probably, but we have here this term, so during this time period, around the moment of speaking. Also, we can use present continuous to express some current changes or to talk about some developing situations. Можемо говорити про ситуації, що змінюються або розвиваються. For example, the number of people studying English is growing rapidly. So it's not happening right now, probably, but it is a changing situation. So we have more and more people who are studying English, and this situation is developing. So we use here present continuous. And some time markers, some time expressions for present continuous. At the moment, now, or right now, today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, this year, these days, or at present. Also, we can use it to talk about some annoying or irritating repeated behavior, якісь дратуючі постійні ситуації. An example here. You are always singing too loud while in a car. So you can look at this picture and you can see this, that so the woman is not happy with the behavior of her friend, or maybe it's her relative, and she is really annoyed. So we can use present continuous to show that we are really annoyed because of a situation that often happens. And also we can use it in the future meaning. So we can use present continuous to talk about fixed arrangements for the future. Якісь домовленості в майбутньому. So we talk about future, but we use present continuous. And it is used to talk about some plans or about some arrangements. For example, we are meeting at 5 p.m. at the Chinese restaurant. So we have a plan and we have arranged this meeting. So that's why we use present continuous. And again, let's practice a bit. So we have 4 uses of present continuous, and here you have got 4 examples. Now let's look at the first sentence, and I'm waiting for your ideas to the chat why we use present continuous here. Which use of present continuous is illustrated in the first example. TikTok is evolving and capturing the interest of both brands and celebrities. So why is present continuous used here? Yes, you are right. I can see some right answers. Yeah, that is a changing situation. Ситуація, що розвивається або змінюється. TikTok стає все більш і більш популярним і приваблює все більше і більше уваги. Let's look at number 2. I'm leaving at 3. We talk about future, but why do we use present continuous here? We're talking about sentence number 2, and it's about future, but we use present continuous here. Why? I'm leaving at 3. It is a plan, not a plane, but a plan, right? It's a plan or it's a fixed arrangement. Great. So then number 3. She is constantly missing the train. Or she is always missing the train. Why do we use present continuous in number 3? And so the sentence is also emotional, so it's a stylistical. We say she is constantly missing the train, or she is always missing the train. Why can we use here present continuous? So waiting for more ideas to the chat. And in number 3, we talk about something annoying, irritating or repeated behavior. Right. So maybe the speaker is not happy with this situation. So she's constantly missing the train. So she's constantly late. People are not happy about it. It's really annoying when somebody is late all the time. So to show that we are annoyed, to show our irritation, we can use present continuous. Constantly, it means постійно. So here we can say that it's a synonym to always. So it has very similar meaning. And let's look at the last example. Students are having online lessons these days. Students are having online lessons these days. Why do we use here present continuous? Is it happening right now? Yes, we have time expression these days, right? And we are talking about something that is happening around the moment of speaking. So not right now. Or maybe some students are having online lessons right now, but not all of them. But we are talking about this time period, so we have these days, and we are talking about something that is happening around the moment of speaking. Well done. Great. So now it's time to look at the form. So how we make sentences in present continuous. So first of all, for all sentences, we need the correct form of to be. So we use am, is, or are. And then for a positive sentence, we need to add ing ending to the verb. So we use am, is, are plus a verb with ing ending. I'm studying now. They are reading now. It is working now. And to make a negative sentence, so we just add not to the form of to be. We say I'm not, he or she or it isn't. We use they aren't. And the verb with the ing ending. I'm not studying now. They aren't reading now. It isn't working now. To make a question, we start the sentence with am, is, are, then we have the subject, and then we have the verb with the ing ending. Am I studying now? Are they reading now? Is he working now? And to make a question with a question word, we just put a question word before the question construction, and then we have am, is, are plus subject plus the verb with ing ending. But there are also some rules. Sometimes we can't just add ing ending to the verb, but we need to change some parts. So let's look at the first one. If a verb ends in ie, then we need to change ie to y, and then we add ing. So please look at this rule, look at the hint you've got on the slide, and put to the chat what will be the form with ing ending of lie. So what will be the spelling if we add ing ending to the verb lie? Okay, right you are. It will be lying. So we change ie to y, and then we add ing ending. Good. So let's look at the next rule. If a verb ends in e, we skip e. E опускается, so we don't have it, we don't use it. We skip e and just add ing ending. So what will be the ing form of give? It will be given. So we don't have e ending here. We skip it and then we add ing, right? But if a verb ends in double e, we don't need to change anything. So if a verb ends in one letter e, we need to skip it before ing. But if a verb ends in double e, we don't need to change anything. We just add ing. Okay, so please put the spelling of agree with ing to the chat. Yeah, and we don't change anything here. So we don't skip e because we have not one letter e, but we have double e. So when a verb ends in double e, we don't need to change it. We don't need to skip it. We just add ing. So the next one. If one syllable, односкладовий, verb ends in one vowel, один голосний, and one consonant, один приголосний, then we need to double the last letter. Okay, so let's look at the example shop, and please put to the chat the spelling of shop with ing. Right, it will be shopping with double L because it is one syllable verb which ends in one vowel and one consonant. Односкладове дієслово, яке закінчується на приголосний і на голосний, і за ним йде приголосний. Okay, so let's look at the next one. If a two-syllable verb ends in a consonant plus a vowel plus L, we need to double L. So what will be the spelling of travel with ing? it will be traveling with double L. So we need to double the final letter L if a verb finishes, if it is a two-syllable verb, двоскладове дієслово, which ends in a consonant plus a vowel plus L, який закінчується на приголосний, за яким йде голосний і буква L. So then we need to double L. Okay, and let's look at the last one. So the example with forget. If a two-syllable verb ends in a stressed syllable with a final consonant, again we need to double the last consonant. And the spelling will be forgetting with double T. Great. Now please look at this example. I know you all know this advertisement. You all have heard this song. And now your ideas. Is it a grammatically correct sentence? I'm loving it. Is it grammatically correct? So you can write yes, no to the chat. And if you know, you can also explain why. Why you think it's correct or why you think it's not correct. I'm loving it. Is it correct grammatically? Is it grammatically correct or not? Okay, you say it's not correct. You can also, if you know, you can also put your ideas to the chat why it is not correct. Yeah, the correct variant of the sentence is I love it. Because you are right, I have some answers in the chat. I can see that you write that it is a state verb. Exactly. So we talked about some verbs which refer to some feelings and emotions. And love, it's a verb, so to express our feelings, our likes and our dislikes. And we don't use such verbs in continuous. So the correct sentence is I love it. In English, there are state or stative verbs and there are dynamic verbs. Є статичні дієслова і також динамічні дієслова, дієслова дії. So state verbs or stative verbs, they don't describe an action. They describe a state. And we don't use them in present continuous or in any other continuous tenses. And we can't use state verbs in the ing form. For example, do you understand what she means? Oh, we mean, like, do you understand it now? But we can't use understand in continuous because it's a state verb. And state verbs are used only in simple tenses. Or we can say, I don't believe you. I don't believe you right now, but we don't use present continuous because it's a state verb. And if we speak about dynamic verbs, we can use them both in simple and in continuous tenses. We can say, I often watch TV because it's a habit, so we use present simple here. Or we can say, I'm watching a Western now. So we use present continuous with this verb because it is habit, and which can be used as dynamic verbs, but with a change in the meaning. For example, think can be used in the meaning believe or to have an opinion. And in this case, it's a state verb. Якщо think означає мати якусь думку щодо чогось, або вірити, що щось є правдивим, it's a state verb because it's not an action and we don't use it in continuous. So we say, I think she is a very pretty girl. Even if it's happening right now, but it's a state because it's our opinion. But we can use think in continuous tenses in the meaning consider, роздумувати про щось або розглядати якийсь варіант, якусь пропозицію. Then it is an activity and we can use it in continuous. So we say, I'm thinking about my new job. Тобто я розмірковую про свою нову роботу, або я оцінюю, розглядаю якісь варіанти нової роботи. And when we speak about state verbs, so we can say that there are some logical categories of such verbs. So such verbs can be stative as verbs to express feelings and emotions, thoughts and opinions, and we talked with you, we called them activities of mind. Тоді слова пов'язані з розумовою діяльністю. Then also senses, відчуття, possession, коли ми говоримо про майно, про те, що в нас щось є, and also measure, cost, and some other verbs. Now you can take a photo, you can take a screenshot of this table, and then you can look through the verbs and you can think which other verbs can be added to every of these categories. Because there might be a lot of verbs to express feelings and emotions. You have some examples here, but some more verbs can be added. So take a photo of this table because we'll need to use it when we go to the practice task with you. Okay, and let's discuss one more verb, have. So have also, sometimes sometimes it can be used in continuous tenses, sometimes it can't. When we use have in the meaning to possess, коли have має значення мати щось, якесь майно, володіти чимось, then we don't use it in continuous tenses. We can use it only in simple tenses. For example, I have got a new car. У мене є нова машина. She has two sisters. У неї є дві сестри. So it's not an action, it is a state, then we don't use continuous here. But have can be used as a part of a lot of phrases, a lot of set expressions in English. And in these phrases, have doesn't have its meaning to possess. Але коли have використовується як частина сталого виразу і не має свого першого значення мати, володіти чимось, ми можемо використати це дієслово в часах continuous. For example, have a bath – приймати ванну. Have a party – організовувати вечірку або бути на вечірці. Have a good time – гарно проводити час. So as a part of some state phrases, have can be used in continuous. So we can say, on Saturday, we usually have a picnic in the park. So we use present simple with have a picnic because it's a routine. But if we talk about something happening right now, we can use continuous. And we can say, I can't talk. I'm at the park and we're having a picnic. And here, have doesn't have its meaning to possess, but it means eat. So we are eating now. So we're having a picnic or we are eating. And that is the time for us to practice a bit. Here you can see two short texts. So actually it's one text divided into two parts. Now, first of all, before we start doing it with you, look through the text very, very quickly, just to understand what it's about. So don't read every word, but please look through the text quickly to understand what we'll talk about in this text. And then we'll practice with you. Okay, so you can see that here a person describes two pictures, two photos. Usually to talk about photos or pictures, we use present continuous because when we look at this picture, at this photo, we can see that something is happening right now, so in this photo. So number one is done for you, but let's look at number two. In which form we will use want here. Again, so you have two options. You can use present simple or present continuous. A middle-aged man is holding a little girl. Who? And you are right. Who doesn't want to go in the water? Because want, it's a state verb. It is related to the activity of mind, so we can't use it in continuous. Then number three, I guess she. And also think about spelling. Yeah, I guess she hates water. She hates water because, again, hate is used to talk about feelings and emotions, and it's a state verb. So we can't use it in continuous. Then in number four, she is crying. Please pay attention to the spelling. We don't, when we add ing ending to a verb which ends in y, we don't need to change it. So we change y to ie when we add ending s, but when we add ing, we don't need to change it. And we have here is crying because it is happening right now, and it's not a state verb, it's an action verb. And number five. Two other boys a sandcastle on the beach. So let's talk about number 5. 2 boys are building. Right, it is happening right now at the moment of speaking, and it's not a state verb, so we can use continuous. Great. So now number 6. I can see a teenage boy who red trunks and a swimming cap. And the right answer is who is wearing. Again, happening right now, not a state verb. Number 7. The boy with the dog, and they both. Let's look only at the first part of the sentence now. The boy with the dog. The boy is playing, right? And they both very happy. Now let's move to number 8. The boy is playing with the dog, and they both very happy. Pay attention, we don't have it, so we have both, they both. So we talk about 2 people, or not 2 people, a person and a dog. Yes, you're right. I can see some right answers. Yeah, you say that we need to use present simple here, but let's think, do we need to have ending s here? Is it about he, she, it, or is it about they? Yeah, we use here seem because it's a state verb. Again, it's related to the activity of the mind, розумова діяльність. And we have they, so a boy and a dog, so we don't need ending s. Then number 9. I can see one more person, probably a man. He is swimming, right? And we have double M, so he is swimming. Be attentive with the spelling here, right? Then number 10. All people in the 2 pictures are on holiday. So you know that think can be a state verb or it can be an action verb. So think, what is the meaning of think here in this sentence? Yes, and here it's a state verb, so we don't use continuous because it is used to talk about our opinion. I think, and we don't need ending s because the subject is I. And the last one, number 11. So pay attention that have is used as a part of a phrase here. It's not have in the meaning мати володіти чимось, but it's a part of a phrase. Have a good time, гарно проводити час. So think if it can be used in continuous. Yes, and you're right. We can use have in continuous here. So they are having a good time. Because have isn't used in the meaning володіти чимось, to possess something, but it is used in the meaning, so as a part of a set phrase. Коли have використовується як частина сталого виразу і не має свого значення мати володіти чимось, it can be used in continuous. So we are having a good time. And pay attention to the spelling of have. We skip the final letter E and we add ing. So thank you for being active in the chat, and let's go on. Look at this picture. Look at this woman. It is Anna, and she is really tired. She is really exhausted. Why? She's really tired because she's been exercising for 2 hours already, and she has been going to the gym since spring. And as a result, she is really tired and exhausted now. But also, she is happy because she has lost 2 kilos this month, and she has lost 6 kilos since spring. So she is tired, but she is happy at the same time. And let's look at the grammar here. Again, I'm waiting for your ideas. Please write to the chat which grammar tenses, or which one grammar tense is used for the first picture, for the first example. Anna has been exercising for 2 hours. So she started exercising in the past, and still she is exercising, so she hasn't finished this. So your ideas. Which grammar tense is used here? She has been exercising. She has been going to the gym since spring. So it started in spring, but it's not finished yet. Yes, and in the first example, we use present perfect continuous to talk about actions which started in the past and which are not finished yet. And let's look at number 2. Anna has lost 2 kilos this month. She has lost 6 kilos since spring. So something has happened in the past. We can see a result now, but we don't know when exactly it happened. And we use present perfect. You're right. Present perfect simple. Yeah. So let's talk about some uses of present perfect simple. First of all, we can use it to talk about activities and events which happened not long ago and have results and consequences now. Consequences – наслідки. Дія відбулась нещодавно і в минулому, і зараз ми бачимо наслідки цієї дії. For example, I have passed my English exam, and that's why I am happy now. So it happened in the past, we don't know when exactly, and we can see a result. I am happy now. Also, we can use present perfect simple to talk about something that happened in the past and we don't know when exactly it happened. And it's not interesting for us when it happened. So we're interested in the fact that this action has happened. So we can say she has been to Paris 3 times. Oh, it's a misprint here, 3 times. So we don't know when exactly, but we know that she has this experience. And some time markers, which we usually use in present perfect simple. So we can use ever, never, already, just, yet. Be attentive, we use yet only in negative sentences and in questions. We can also use today, this month, this week, recently, нещодавно, since, when we talk about a starting point of an activity in the past. And we can use for to talk about a period of time. Since з якогось часу, for протягом якогось часу. And let's compare it to present perfect continuous. So when we use present perfect continuous, we talk about actions that started in the past and continue up to present. For example, we have been learning English for 3 years. So we started learning English 3 years ago, but we are still learning it. Тобто дія почалась в минулому і ще вона не завершена. And also we can use it to talk about recent past events which have results, so we can see the result of a process. Ми також можемо бачити результат цих дій, але це результат не завершеної дії, а процесу. We can say, I feel exhausted. I have been working in the garden all day. Я втомлена, тому що я працювала весь день в саду. Ми бачимо результат, я втомлена, результат процесу роботи в саду. And the time markers of present perfect continuous can be since and for. And very often when we have questions with how long, we also use present perfect continuous here. And now the form of present perfect and present perfect continuous. So for present perfect, to make a sentence in present perfect, we need the most important parts. So we need the verb, the auxiliary verb, допоміжне дієслово have or has, and then we use the third form of the verb, or we can use a verb with ed ending for regular verbs. Have has плюс третя форма неправильного дієслова чи дієслово з закінченням ed, якщо це правильне дієслово, регулярне. And here, so to make a sentence in present perfect, you need to know irregular verbs. So you need to learn them. And some examples. I've eaten the whole steak. Or they haven't noticed me. Has she called you yet? No, she hasn't. And also here, under this table, you can see some sentence examples and you can see the time markers, which are often used in this tense. And to form present perfect continuous, now we need 3 parts. We need to use have, has, plus been, plus the verb with ing ending. I have been working all day. Or he hasn't been drinking since then. Have you been running? Yes, I have. And you can see some sentence examples. And you can see the time phrases, time markers, which are used for present perfect continuous here. So you can scan this QR code and you will see some examples of irregular verbs. If you scan this code, you will see a table of irregular verbs. You can find all irregular verbs in English there, and you can use this table when you need to complete some tasks or just to revise the forms of irregular verbs. So once again, we use present perfect continuous to focus on the activity itself, on the process, but not on the results. So we focus on the process, and usually when we answer or when we ask questions with how long, we can use present perfect continuous. Maria has been cooking all day, so she has been in the process of cooking all day. And we use present simple to focus on the result of a finished action or of an activity. And usually when we answer questions with how much, how many, we use present perfect simple. Also, when we say how many times something has happened in the past, we also usually use present perfect. And we can say she has cooked us a delicious dinner. So we see that she has finished cooking a delicious dinner, and we can see a result. So we have a delicious dinner on the table now. And let's practice a bit. So you can see here some sentences, some examples, and your task is to think in which form to use the verb given here. So in one sentence, for every number, in one sentence, we need to use present perfect simple. In another, we need to use present perfect continuous. But you need to think in which sentence to use which tense. So look at the first example with drive. He, since yesterday evening. So do we use here present perfect or present perfect continuous? He, since yesterday evening. So we use here, he has been driving since yesterday evening. Because we talk about something that started in the past and it is not finished yet. And we concentrate on the process here. So let's look at the second sentence here. He, 500 kilometers so far. So far means вже, на даний момент. Yes, and here we use present perfect simple. We say he has driven 500 kilometers so far because it's a finished action and we can see a result. Let's look at number 2. So we have the verb read, and the first sentence is she, 200 pages of the book. Number 2, she, 200 pages of the book. So is it a process or is it a finished action? And we can see a result of it now. Yes, right. So present perfect here. So she has read 200 pages of the book because we can see a result. So she is on page 200 and something of the book. And pay attention that read is an irregular verb. So we don't need to add ed to it. We need to use the third form. And then the second sentence in number 2. She, for 2 days. She started 2 days ago and she is not finished yet. Okay, right. She has been reading for 2 days. Because she started 2 days ago and it is not finished yet. So she has been reading. Don't forget about ing ending. And the third one. We have the verb play. And here, please be attentive. In the first sentence, you need to use play. For the second sentence, you need to use the verb score. Not play, but score. And in the first, we will use play. Right. They have been playing for 20 minutes. They have been playing, right? Present perfect continuous. And in the second, we have they have scored. They have scored 2 goals, and we can see a result of it now. Yes, wonderful. Okay. So, and there are some verbs for which we can use both present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. So they are such words as live, work, study, and do. And we can use them both in present perfect simple or continuous with no difference in their meaning. So we can say he has worked in this company for 5 years, or we can say that he has been working in this company for 5 years. Again, please remember that we don't use state verbs in present perfect continuous. We use them only for simple tenses. And there are also some short action verbs. Some short action verbs which happen very, very quickly, and we can't use them in continuous tenses because they are not long, they can't be long. For example, verbs like drop, break, switch, open, close, start, finish, arrive, leave, depart. Тобто ці дієслова описують дуже коротку дію або зміну стану, і зазвичай вони не можуть бути процесом. So we don't use them in continuous tenses. Wonderful. So let's go next. I'm sorry. And let's talk about some listening. So I promised you to have some listening practice today. So now we'll try to do it. You know that for the listening part of the test, we have 3 tasks. So 3 parts. So we have 2 tasks for multiple choice when you need to choose the correct option A, B, or C. And you have 1 task that is true-false when you listen to a story and you need to mark the statement as true or false according to the audio. So we have already discussed some listening tips with you at our first webinar, but now we'll try to summarize them. So how to complete listening tasks successfully. So first of all, before you start listening, you will be given some time to read the sentences, read the questions in the task. So please read the questions very, very attentively and try to predict the content of the recording and find the keywords. Перед слуханням вам буде даватись час, щоб прочитати питання. Обов'язково прочитайте їх дуже уважно і спробуйте передбачити, спробуйте зрозуміти, про що буде цей текст. Це дуже допоможе зрозуміти більше. Also, listen to the information in the recording. Don't rely on your knowledge. Because sometimes we can look at the sentences and we can think that we know the correct answer because we have some knowledge, we have some experience. But for listening tasks, we need to choose answers according to the audio, according to the recording, not according to our knowledge and our personal experience. And we have discussed that, so you won't have the same verbs, the same words in the audio and in the tasks. So be attentive, pay attention to vocabulary and grammar paraphrases, and also to some synonyms. It helps a lot. And now let's try to practice some listening with you. So we will listen to a text and you will need to mark these sentences, these statements as true or false. Now you have 1 minute to look through the sentences and try to predict what the text will be about. And if you have any ideas, you can put them to the chat. So you can write what the audio will be about. And also try to find some keywords. Don't put your answers to the chat yet because we haven't listened yet. Okay, I hope you have predicted what the text will be about. Now let's listen to it. Yeah, it will be about cafe with cat, right? About starting a business probably, because we have some keywords in the sentences. So now let's listen to the recording and try to mark the statements as true or false according to this audio.
Cat cafes have been appearing around Asia since 1998, but they didn't arrive in the USA until last year when Cat Town Cafe started a tradition in California. Today I'm going to talk to Miranda Banu, a restaurant owner who is planning to open the Cat's Meow in a few months. Miranda, can you tell us what your restaurant can offer its customers?
The Asian Cat Cafe model offers kitty company at an hourly fee for people who live in small flats that don't allow pets. Our model includes an adoption element, meaning the cats at cat cafes are not only nice to be around and play with, they could be yours.
Where will it be located?
We hope to get a space near the city center. Now we're in the process of organizing a group of investors for the project, and we're starting an online campaign to raise $30,000.
It sounds really interesting, but it's a public eating place. So will the customers be served any meals? Will they be eating with lots of cats around?
According to local health code, the cat cafe must be divided into 2 rooms. In one room, there will be 10 to 15 cats for customers to hug tenderly and play with. Of course, there will be lots of cat toys provided. The other room will be the cafe. Customers are free to move from one room to the other, but will pay a small entry fee for the cat area.
Have you thought about prospective partners yet?
Certainly. We are ready to start communications with potential coffee shop partners and rescue centers whose efforts we can support. The coffee shop partners will be popularized in the cafe as Coffee by Mr. Green, for example, and the rescue centers we would partner with would deal with the adoption process and veterinary services for the cats.
You'll be doing a great thing finding homes for cats and bringing happiness to their new owners. Good luck to you and your business.
Thank
Mhm. Okay, that's it. Wonderful. Please put your ideas to the chat. Number 7. Is it true or is it false? The American cat cafe model is different from the Asian one. So is it true or is it false according to the recording? Please put number 7 and your answer, T or F, true or false, to the chat. I can see some different answers, but most people say that it is true. And it is true because we can hear some information that it includes an adoption element. And in the Asia, so they don't have this. So it is different because it includes an adoption element. Then number 8, visitors must bring their own toys if they want to play with the cats. They must bring their own toys. What about number 8? And when you put your answers to the chat, please put the number of the question so I can understand what it's about. Number 8, it is false, right? Because they say there will be lots of cat toys provided. So there are some toys in the cafe, so you don't have to bring your toys to play with the cats. Let's move to number 9. 9, is it true or false? Miranda has raised enough money to start her business. Міранда вже має достатньо грошей, щоб почати бізнес. And it is false, yes, because she says that, so she is looking for investors. So she is trying to get this money. And she is trying to raise $30,000 for this. So she doesn't have the money yet, but she is in the process of raising them. Number 10. The cats are free to move and play all around the cafe. The cats are free to move and play all around the cafe. Yes, it is false because they say that the area is divided into 2 rooms and only in one of them the cats can play and move around easily. And then 11. Miranda hopes to find people to cooperate with. And 11, it is true because it says she is ready to start communications. So she is ready to do it with the other people. Okay, yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you for your answers. Great. And like one more minute before you can be free. Once again, we'll try to summarize what we discussed with you today. So look at some questions and please put the answers to the chat. Yes or no? The answer can be yes or no. And also, please put the number of the question so that I understand what we talk about. So, number 1. Do we use present simple to talk about timetables and schedules? Is it right to use present simple to talk about timetables and schedules? Yes, that is right. Number 2. Is the phrase I'm loving it grammatically correct? And also tell why. So put yes or no and try to explain why. I can see a lot of you answer no, but why? Yes, number 2. No, because love is a state verb and we don't use it in continuous. Number 3. Can present perfect simple and present perfect continuous convey the same meaning? So is the meaning of present perfect simple and present perfect continuous the same? Yes, it can be. It can be the same if we use, if we speak about some verbs. So you can put the verbs which can be used both in present perfect simple and present perfect continuous with no change in meaning. So usually present perfect simple has a different meaning from present perfect continuous, but there are some verbs which we can use both in simple or in continuous with no changes in meaning. So try to remember which words they are. So for number 3, which verbs can be used both in present simple and continuous? And there are some verbs like study, live, work. So number 4, I can see a lot of answers for number 4. Is present perfect simple focused on the results? Yes, right, you are. And the last one, do you need to rely on your personal knowledge in listening tasks? So do you need to use your own knowledge and your own life experience to answer the questions for listening tasks? And number 5 is no, because we need to listen to the recording and we need to choose the answers according to the information in the audio, but not our personal experience. Okay, so thank you a lot. We'll be finishing here. So today we have revised all 4 present tenses, and we have talked about some listening tasks, and we have practiced with you a lot. So thank you a lot for being active today. I was happy to have this webinar with you, and have a wonderful evening. So thank you all and goodbye. So see you next Monday.